Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome to Realtime Rides. I'm Jason, and welcome to your first real-time ride. This is exciting. I've been talking about making an automotive YouTube channel for a very long time, years and years, in fact, and I decided to start it now and do it, finally. Exciting times. This is going to be, everything automotive. There will be some tips and tricks. There will be some reviews. There are going to be some drives, lots of drives, in real time, just like this. It's really exciting. I want this channel to evolve over time, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how it evolves and what it evolves into. It's really exciting. I have a passion for automotive, always have, and really excited to talk about driving, cars, the road, and seeing this beautiful scenery. I'm out here in Arizona, and I have a long commute to work, and I figure, let's just turn on the webcam or dash cam and turn on the wireless mic and make a drive out of it, and make something that's educational, something that's entertaining, and something that you can look back on and enjoy for years to come. I want to make this, a real-time ride where I discuss what's happening on the road, sort of an analytical approach. There's a lot of great YouTube channels out there that have automotive content, and I love watching them. But I also see that there might be an opportunity for something like this. Sort of a real-time ASMR almost type thing, but not so much, because you're going to hear me blabbing most of the time. But what I want to do is take a look at the road. We're going to be looking at other road users here, pedestrians, traffic, the rules of the road. I'm going to be talking about what's happening on the road, and in hopes that it might help you learn a bit more about driving. Maybe it will help you become a better driver. Maybe it is something that will be educational, or, like I said, maybe just entertaining, if nothing else. There's a lot of craziness that happens on our roads every day, folks. I think you and I both know this. And I think if we just sit down and look at it and analyze what's happening and be better prepared for, to what's to come on the road, and anticipating other drivers, anticipating what people are going to do, that will prepare all of us to be better drivers. And that's the one thing I love about driving in automotive, is that it's very dynamic. Things change all the time, especially today. We live in a world where everyone's on their phones. People are very distracted. They have 101 things to do. And it's very dangerous out here on these roads. And so I kind of, in a way, want to bring attention to it, because I think if we really just, like bad pun here, if we really just take it head on, we can really learn from it and be better for all of us. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is for you and me to get in a car, drive safely to our destination, get there safely, and get back home safely to our family. That's the most important thing, no matter what. So that's the theory and concept of real-time rides. And I've been thinking about this for a really long time. I've been probably thinking about this specific idea for maybe a year now. So an automotive YouTube channel for years, but this about a year. And I think the technology is here. We all have great dash cams. We have great wireless audio. So this is kind of a test for me. I may or may not even release this video. It's kind of a one-off, and I want to see how it looks, how it sounds, and how I'm going to improve it and tweak it and see where it goes. So that's kind of my introduction and blab here. We've got a 3-camera setup going on. I have the front cam, I have the in-cabin cam, and I have a rear cam. So whenever I talk about something or show something, I'll be able to switch to that camera and show you, which is great. I love that. Again, the technology is here. Now this, dash cam technology has been around for years and years and years, but I think now we're finally into, a good area where it's become affordable. Everyone can afford a dash cam, and I think you all should, especially with how crazy things are out here in insurance. They want to see proof, period. They want to see proof. And if you don't have a camera showing what you were doing and what the other drivers were doing, you really don't have a lot of recourse unless you have witnesses, and it gets really dicey there. So something to consider. I highly recommend getting a dash cam. And talking about safety, I'm already off to a great start. Please don't mind the massive rock chip and crack in my windshield. Please don't look at that. Already off to a great start. I had the windshield replaced, and within 3 months on my commute here, because it's so long and I'm on freeways and stuff, I got it hit with some other rocks, and boom, here we go. So it's like, yes, I know, I need to replace it again. And you should replace your windshield and get that fixed. That should be high on the priority list. All right, so here we are coming into a 45 mile an hour zone. We have a traffic light indicated by the traffic light yellow flashing lights there, which is great. It's a 45 mile an hour zone as we cruise down from 65, coming up to the intersection. This is SR 87 on our way into Phoenix. I-10 off to our left. We have this Canada Dry 18-wheeler in front of us here, making me thirsty since 1904. Look at that. Okay. Shout out to our Canadian friends. Signal is on. Left turn signal is on. The truck's left turn signal is on, so obviously I know they're going to make a left. Now I can't see the light fully. However, in Arizona they have lights on the right. You see that over there? So I will have a visual on when it turns green. Now I know this truck is going to accelerate slowly, so I have to be ready for that. In anticipation that this is a quick light and it might turn yellow, I may have to stop. I know there's only 2 cars here, but these big rigs, these 18-wheelers, they accelerate slowly with good reason, especially if they're fully loaded. So these are all things that I'm thinking about. And of course, this is an interesting, kind of weird intersection where it's a real sharp right there. It's not even 45, it's 45-degree angle. It's quite a bit more than that. So I always check, I always make a look to the right when I cross through here, because it is kind of blind. There's vegetation and trees and stuff over here you can't really see. Because you know how people be, they might be running them lights. You just don't know. So we'll be anticipating that. It's a good idea to just look anyway, even when you go through any intersection, any junction. Just look. Left, look right, make sure we don't have any runners going through the light. It happens a lot. Okay, there it is, light turned green. It is a protected left. Obviously, we have no oncoming. I really probably should have pulled into that left lane first, but this is such a short turn there that everyone just goes right into that right lane to make that right turn. All right, so here we are. We're on Arizona Avenue right now. I'm going to say that that Canada Dry truck is not loaded because they are cooking. They are rolling. They're en route. Look at that signal, and he's on it. Love it. All right, we're in a 55 mile an hour zone, so I'm going to go ahead and speed up. Avoid some of these potholes in the road. Definitely always keeping an eye on the road. Here we are, 55. Boom, I'm going to hit my cruise control. I use cruise control a lot. It's a great way to just set it and forget it and understand that it's there for that. You know, we can use that and keep our speed in the speed limit. Now this red SUV is not going 55, so I'm going to just kind of back off a little bit. Cruise control is now disengaged. Fortunately, this SUV in front of us has no brake lights, but a third brake light only. Notice that? Very dangerous. I know it might sound kind of tedious at times, but you really should always do a safety check on your vehicle before you take it out. And just make sure your lights are working, make sure you got brake lights, make sure you have headlights, make sure your tires are looking good. Just do a quick visual inspection. If you have a tire pressure gauge, just hit them real quick. Make sure they're within tolerance. You know, it's your safety. You know, you have a blowout out here. It's bad news bears for everybody. So you don't want to be stuck on the side of the road. Some cars will tell you if you have a brake light out. Some won't. So it's best to do a check. That's something we can always get into later on too in other videos, like car maintenance, basic maintenance, just stuff like that. I think it's really important because how you maintain your car mechanically is really important to having it last. I'm almost at 300,000 miles on this Honda, and I've been able to do that by maintaining the vehicle properly, doing routine maintenance, and doing all the service that it requires when it requires it, and sometimes before it requires it. Don't wait for it to have a problem before you fix it. Just fix it already, ahead of time. Alright, so Waze is telling me police reported ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and just be cautious of that. Maybe they're in the shoulder. If they are, I'm going to get over in lane number 1 and make way for that. Can't really see, so I'm looking. I'm aware of it. We're passing where the police have been reported on Waze, so it looks like they're not there anymore, but if they were, we're prepared. And I think I'm going to try to... Now, hey, much love to you, Canada Drive, but I think I'm going to try to get around you, just so that I have a better visual of things. I do have a gap here, so I'm going to check my blind spot, signal my intention, we're clear, and I'm going to make my lane change. I love these trees here on the center divider. Okay, I got this Toyota here. It's pulling out. I see him. Everything's good there. A little risky on the pull out there, but they're sick of waiting. Those are kind of dirty intersections there. They're tough to get across. I understand why a lot of drivers do that. You really should wait till it's fully clear both directions and both lanes before you go out there. Unless there's a median for you to pull into. Yellow light, I'm hitting the brakes, I'm watching my rear. That Nissan behind me is stopping. We're looking good. And I had enough time to stop safely. And I did not stop in the crosswalk, luckily. Sometimes it can get a little crazy where you make that call a little late and you can stop in the crosswalk, which is illegal. And if the driver behind you, if that happens to you, if the driver behind you is paying attention and notices that, sometimes they give you enough clearance. They leave you a car length or two for you to back up. And I would definitely look at that. It's a very situational thing. If there's no gap, you just better stay on that brake and don't move. Especially if there's pedestrians there, just do not move. Let them cross. They're gonna come and walk in front of your car, the back of your car. They're probably gonna be pissed, but just let them pass through if you're stuck out there, and you definitely can get a ticket for it. So just be aware of that. Okay, lights green. Checking right, checking left. Looking good here. We're moving through. We're going to be taking Arizona Ave all the way down to the 202 westbound. It's about 2.5 miles, so we have a little bit more to cruise on Arizona. Oh, they built a Dunkin' Donuts right there. Boy, get your munchkins. What's your favorite munchkins flavor? I gotta be team cinnamon. Let me know in the comments what yours is. Alright, so this Kia had to make a left there, decided to cut across the whole lane there. That's cool. You notice the gap I was leaving in front for me here? I leave that gap for stuff like that. When people do weird stuff, instead of cutting me off real close, I leave a gap. I have enough room to do so. I've left early enough to allow me to take my time. I'm not, rushing through traffic, trying to push everyone around because I'm unable to plan accordingly. As you guys can see, the Chevy behind me is definitely in a hurry, getting pretty close. You can really tell, intentions of drivers, kind of the state of their mind by how they drive. If they're in a hurry, they're late for their meetings, they're rushing, they're aggressive. You can definitely tell. They do a lot of dangerous maneuvers when that happens. Okay, so maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe they were just trying to get in there, get in the lane, in lane number 1 here, because they backed off a bit there. But trust me, you will see it as we continue our drives. This is fun. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Okay, light is green. We're gonna proceed on through. A lot of big rigs out here. You notice that? They got some big rigs going on out here. No signal from that Lincoln. Just came on over. Unless it happened real quick and I didn't see it, but I didn't see a signal. Did you? Alright, so I see we have a bunch of traffic up ahead, kind of bunched up here. I know we have a construction zone. It's a reduced speed. We see that by the 35 mile an hour speed limit. We may not even hit 35 miles an hour in this construction zone. So people tend to do crazy stuff in construction zones. You have to be very careful out here because fines in a construction zone are doubled. So you do not want to be doing anything illegal out here. Maintain your speed. Don't be weaving out of traffic. Just, keep it cool. We want to make sure our road construction crew are safe. You see people already starting to pull out. Light turns yellow. Let's see who's going to blaze through it. Anybody? Anybody? Numbers, taking numbers. Fines are double in these zones because they really want to send a message that, hey, this is not... Wow, that was a quick light. All right. How about it? That was nice. Light's green. We're going through. What I was saying earlier is because we have very vulnerable construction crew out here in these streets working, and it's dangerous, and drivers need to slow down and give room and give way for these workers. So fines are doubled out here. Did you see this lane number 1 is bunched up because everyone's wanting to merge onto the 202 West? And during this construction, I think it's down to 1 lane to get onto the freeway. This Honda Odyssey over here, not smart. Doing a U-turn out of this parking lot, that was just not smart at all. You guys saw that on the right there? Backed up. It's just, again, if you made a mistake and you didn't want to come this way, you're going to have to follow through with it. Sorry, you're going to have to just turn out here and go down and turn around in a parking lot or somewhere and then come back. I know there's a median, you can't go out here, this is bad news, but don't endanger other people because of your stupidity. Alright, left signal is on. To signal my intention of we're going to be making a left down here. Yeah, see how it's just 1 lane. This is our first on-ramp experience to a freeway, folks. Are you excited? I know I am. I truly mean that because freeways are really, really interesting on how you get on them, and I have so much to say about it. There's a process to getting on a freeway, folks. And one thing, now I'm looking up ahead. I notice we still have a red light. So I know that traffic's going to be bunched up. They're not moving yet. Now, I do not want to block this intersection, even though I have a green light. I'm going to pause here just before the crosswalk. If I stop up there, I'm going to be blocking the intersection. That Lincoln is close. They're definitely in that lane, the turning lane. A little dicey there, but I would be blocking it if I were to go up there. So I am not going to do that. I'm going to be actively watching their protected left turn. Now, it just turned green. Now I'm waiting. If I still have a green in a few seconds, I'm going to go. All right. I have a green. They have a green. I'm still going to go. If it turns yellow now, I still would be safe. That's the proper way to wait. You do not want to block the intersection. All right. Big time. Here we go. 202 West on-ramp. Light is green. Protected left. We're going. I'm going to stay in my lane here. The best way to get onto a freeway, folks, is to put your foot into the throttle and accelerate. Get up to the speed that the freeway is. Do not merge onto a freeway at 30, 35, 40, 45. Just don't do it. Let's get our car moving to safely merge here. This is already a problem. Luckily, that wasn't too bad, but we should have been going faster already. I'm going to signal. I want to make a left-hand turn. I have a gap here. Checking my blind spot. We're looking good. And I made my left-hand lane change there. I have about 2 miles to go before I'm going to be hitting the 101 North. So I'm going to want to stay to the right side of the freeway. If I went over to the left, I would just have to get back over to my exit. There's no need for that. As we see, signs coming up here saying 202 West, which is what we're on. The 101 North is in 1.5 miles. And that's what we want. So I'm going to just kind of fall back here a little bit. I'm going 55. I'm going the speed limit that the freeway is. Here's an on-ramp. Now I'm watching. I'm looking to my right. I'm checking my blind spot to see if there's any other cars coming because I'm going to see brake lights up here. I know this Trailblazer is going to want to come over. So I'm going to just let them do it. There's the signal. There's their lane change. I gave them the clearance to do that safely. No other cars are wanting to get over, so we're good there. Okay, we're coming up to our 101 North. I'm going to let this Tesla go. They were kind of already ahead of me on their signal and lane change. Now I'm going to right turn, signal on, checking my blind spot, and I'm going to make my lane change. I see brake lights up ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see brake lights 5 cars ahead. That's how far up I'm looking. I'm not necessarily looking just at the car in front of me. I'm always looking at cars ahead of them to see what they're doing. Because it's a chain reaction, right? Whatever they're doing, it will trickle back down to me. Checking my rear view, noticing that I have a large gap, no traffic behind. That's good. That whole area back there too was a construction zone, so you gotta be careful in there. Noticing a bump coming up, so I'm raising off the throttle, hovering my brake pedal just in case it's something crazy. All right, that wasn't too bad. Here's another one. Raising off the throttle in anticipation for the bump. Not too bad. Back on throttle. And now we're going to get things moving here. We have another merge from the freeway here. So I want to make sure that I'm at speed and not blocking anybody or not obstructing traffic. There's an on-ramp here. I'm checking it. It's clear. No cars are coming, so we're good. Got this Buick up here that got in front of me. That's cool. All right, now we just merged onto the 101 North. We're going to be taking this down about 6.5 miles down to Broadway, which is where the real-time ride will end. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I've definitely enjoyed it. All right, look to our right. We have a lot of cars trying to get in here. I have a clear path into my lane number 3. I'm gonna left signal, make my left lane change, just get out of their way. I know they're gonna wanna come over, excuse me, I know they're gonna wanna come over. I don't wanna be in their way at all. Speed limit here is 65. I'm going 70. I'm gonna pop it on cruise control at 70. And I'm going to just hang out here. You'll notice that cars go a lot faster than the speed limit here in Arizona. If you're not doing 20 or 30 above, you may get pushed around a little bit, but it's okay. Just hold on to the steering wheel and hang on for dear life. It's all good. Just be safe. All right, I see I do have a 18-wheeler big rig in front of us here. So I'm going to have to start thinking about how I'm going to overtake that. I'm going to be looking in my rearview mirrors, looking for lanes that are clear, and I currently do have lanes that are clear. You should always pass on the left. Which I'm going to do. I'm getting a little too close. I don't want to cut off this Toyota, so I'm going to disengage cruise control, and I'm going to fall back just a little bit here. I'm not braking. I'm just letting the car roll right now. All right, back on throttle. Left turn signals on. Checking my mirrors, checking my blind spot. I'm clear to make my lane change. And there's my lane change. Now I'm going to accelerate a little bit because I want to get in front of this truck safely. There's actually a police officer coming up on my left, as you can see. They will be passing us. State trooper, here we go. Now once I'm clear on this truck, I'm going to be checking my rear view mirror. I like to leave 4 or 5 car lengths for the big rigs. Once I do that, I'm going to right signal and I'm going to make my lane change. That Toyota definitely was a little too close to that truck in the rear there. This biker here is playing with fire. Definitely playing with fire. I'm falling back and I've set my cruise control back to 69. This Toyota over here on the right is definitely in a hurry. You see them kind of getting in on their phone, I noticed. Wish I had side cameras to show you all the people that are on their phones. That motorcycle rider just went right on past that state trooper, didn't he? He just got over and went for it, man. Playing with fire. It's funny. You probably can't see it because of the wide angle, but that motorcycle got back into the HOV lane. And away he goes. There's a merge here for the 60. And I like to stay away from the right lanes if possible. Like, you see this Toyota behind me? There they are. They're just... He's on his phone. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see it. Literally has his phone up in front of his face. Swerving through lanes to try to get to his 60 in a hurry, distracted. It's very dangerous. You know, you watch for stuff like that and just try to remove yourself. If that person's around you, just try to either let them pass, get over in another lane, just get away from it. Okay, 1 mile, I need to make a right turn, a right merge on a Broadway. Now, this is a really interesting interchange here. I'm disengaging cruise control, right turn signal is on, I'm checking my mirrors, checking my blind spot, I'm clear to make my turn, I'm gonna merge into my right lane. Notice all these cars here on our right. They're trying to merge onto the 101, and I need to merge 2 lanes over, in fact 3 lanes, to Broadway exit. I'm looking now, I'm actively monitoring who's coming up behind. I'm going to turn my signal on to let them know my intentions. I got this Jeep here. Because all these people in front of me want to come left. You see it's happening? I'm going to go ahead and make my lane change. I'm going to leave my signal on. It's clear to go over. I'm going to make another lane change. I need to go 1 more lane. Luckily, I have a completely clear lane to do so. And fully merged over. It's not always that smooth. It can bunch up in there, and you have to really be paying attention to who's coming on the freeway and who wants to merge. It can get kind of dicey. This is also another really interesting one. I need to make a right turn here on Broadway. This is an interchange here where cars are merging. I'm looking, checking, because cars are coming up quite a bit from that side there. And it can get really kind of crazy there if you're not careful. Overall, pretty clean. And here I am, right turn signal on, making my right turn onto Broadway. Folks, it's been fun. thank you so much for watching on your first real-time ride. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to more. Please give me your feedback below. I would love to know what you think, and if you enjoyed the ride. More to come. As always, be safe out there. Drive safe. See you later.